Ozarks. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Doing great.
Doing good.
Well, good to hear. In regards to just like who's going to go first, I am Gentrovo, aka Gentry. I'm joined by my co-hosts Hubble and Jay and Randy. How's everybody doing, buddy?
You almost said it.
I almost did. That was my. I literally gave a cough to double check myself.
I'm doing good. Are we talking about stuff we're working on?
Yeah. What are you working on, man? What are you working on?
I just put together some of my enlist spells for Skaven came in.
Ooh,
And
yay!
finally put those together. I had to 3D print my Nahholes because they're sold out everywhere. I guess Skaven's really popular. Sold out everywhere on the shop. Can't get them ordered through our store. Can't find them anywhere. I I looked on eBay and I saw some and I was like, I get paid at the end of the week. Let me wait and then purchase it. Then gets to Friday, they're sold. It's like, okay, let me see if I can find some more Nahholes on eBay. Oh, I found 2 in the US and they are marked up. Like they're $80 for Nahholes.
Oh
I'm like, I think I can get away with just 3D printing them.
Yeah.
So I had a buddy 3D print me some Nahholes, and finally I'll get to put them on the table. Been painting them up. Got Thankful and a Brood Terror painted up. I'll post those on the Instagram. But yeah, that's what I've been working on.
Have you played any games lately?
Yes, I have. I actually played against Sean AoS. We did our Summergeddon testing of list, and it was pretty bad for Sean.
Okay.
I'll just say that it was pretty bad. He's got his. I guess should I convey or say our secrets or not?
Oh no!
So
keep them secret. Keep them secret.
Keep them secret.
Yeah.
Let's just say I got disease off on everybody,
Okay.
and it spread everywhere. And I killed a lot of heroes. I killed one important hero turn 1, but just turn 1 through disease and the plague progenitor spreading and all that. And after the end of the game, he said, "Yeah, don't pair me into Magickin." Yeah, I also played Blood Bowl against Sean Barrett here. He's the commissioner for our league that we have here at Games Explosion. Was a good game for me. Got 3 touchdowns on him. He took a lot of risk. They didn't pan out for him. He had me on 3 dice at one point, his choice, and he had no rerolls. He rolled 3 skulls.
Oh no!
Which, if you know Blood Bowl, that means you knock yourself down.
Yeah.
And it was just that kind of game for him. His dice left him, and I found my groove with my dice finally. So yeah.
Okay, Hubble. What about you?
Yeah, I got to play a Blood Bowl game as well against Jeremy. Had a phenomenal time learning and playing him. It was great, and the it came out to a 1-1, and it was just a lot of fun. He was not expecting me to foul him. He's playing Corn, and I was like, I'm playing my humans, and I was like, oh, I finally got one of these guys down. I'm gonna go try to take someone off the board because otherwise he's gonna just start knock me out. So he was a little shocked by that, but he just knows his rules really well, which was really good to learn with him and like say, oh, okay, so this is how frenzy actually works. You can't split attacks. You have to keep going on the same person. Learning. There's so many rules out there.
Yep.
And so just had a good time with that. And then I got to play Denton and Ethan as they're still newer to our area with getting games in, but it was good to be able to play with them and just have a good time. So yeah, just that's all I got to do. I just got to play some nice games in.
Jay, what about you?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Played some games earlier in the week or like later last week against Herbaugh, and then the lovable Father Tom, as we know him around here. If you know Father Tom, you know how lovable and kind he is with his Daughters of Cain, and how that army just blended me, and ain't a thing that can be done about it. That was my week, and then I also painted like 40 Saurus warriors.
Oh wow!
Like in 3 or 4 days. They are not pretty. They are not award winning, but gosh darn it, they have 3 colors and are based.
Hey.
So I can use them whenever I want, is what I'll say. But yeah, so it was fun. Very exciting. Green and gold and black obsidian are the paint scheme for them.
Well, cool. That's awesome. I've done a lot of painting myself. Just to talk about hobby painting wise, I had to paint up a whole bunch of Stormcast for a GT, not a GTT as I so referred to it in the past. For a GT, a grand tournament, not a grand tournament. I painted a whole bunch of Liberators up. Got my Celestant Prime and part of my Indostra going for a tournament that I went to. I've done a lot of gaming and a lot of painting. Like this last 2.5 weeks has just been crazy for me. So I played a RT, a GXE, and I played 3 games. The first one was against Ethan, who is playing Seraphon. I managed to get a hold of his Carnosaur pretty quickly and take it out because he put it on the side instead of the middle. Good dude, learned the game. I've played him before in Warhammer Underworlds. Great individual. My second game was against Richard, our mustachioed best friend, and I lost the game in turn 5 because I moved a unit 6 inches away from a piece of terrain. Because I had scouting force, and I don't know why I did that, and I just made a blunder and was an idiot. So yeah, and then I got to play our friend Mark, who has his big Iron Jaws war game dollies, and that was a fantastic game. We just stood off head to head, toe to toe for a long time. I went up like 41-16 by like round 3, and he came and beat me, or maybe around 2.5, and he came and beat me like 64-57 or something, just because those Iron Boys are just stout. They're solid. So, or Iron Jaws, they're really good. And so this past weekend for the Feast Brigade, Obed and I got to go to the River City Rumble. And that was a great event hosted by Smitty and Jake. Big shout out to those guys at the River City Raiders. I also want to say, like, the St. Louis Bros are awesome. The River City guys, the Gateway Gamers, and I think locally Harambe's Heroes as well. They are just wonderful human beings that I got to play games against. My first game was against the Slaves to Darkness Army, ran by Daniel Patterson. And if you've never played this guy, you are in for your money's worth because he is a solid, super stud Slaves to Darkness player. I did not win that game because Be'lakor and his Chaos Chosen ran through me. I managed to teleport my Stormcast army from one side of the battlefield to the next one and just like reroute the battlefield. However, he cast the bridge, and so he was able to teleport an entire Chaos Chosen unit and run his and charge me with his Chaos Knights to the other side and then demolish me. So Daniel beat me in game 1. My game 2 was against the Sylvaneth army. Her name was Jennifer. It was literally her second game, so we used it as a teaching game, which was great. So kudos to her for learning the game. I think she wound up winning the award at the end of the tournament where they gave her like I don't think she won a game, but she did score the most points against me, and they gave her the award for like, hey, here's War Machine type of thing. And she was a trooper about it. It was great. My third game was against a guy from the War Daddies podcast. And he wore shorts that were very short shorts. If you guys have never played Dylan Corcoran, you're in for a treat. Dylan was an amazing human being. He was a great player. He played a Daughters of Cain list that just wrecked me, and I could not compete with it. So Dylan Corcoran out there, shout out to the War Daddies podcast. They're amazing dudes. Also, before the tournament started, like when they were doing army reviews, I did get a little shout out during their YouTube video, and they liked my spam liberator list. I did not do as well as I thought I was going to do, though. And my fourth game was against a guy named LaRon Roberts. And if you guys have not heard of LaRon, man, this guy is a top player in the country, I think. This guy is a solid dude. He's really good with Stormcast. He beat me about 70-50-ish, like about 20 points or so. But I hung in there and did really well. He was doing his Highlander list. Unfortunately, he did not win the Highlander trophy. but like it was a good learning moment for me to fine tune my Stormcast list. And my final game of the tournament was against an individual named Joseph Borer, who played Soulblight Gravelords, who won third in painting. And it was a solid game. It was probably my best game of the whole tournament. It was 58-57 at the end, and I only pulled off a victory because I was able to get off a counter charge in 5B, and that's how I won. And the army that I've been using has been usually losing in the last few turns. So I was able to take off a victory. Obed managed to get second in painting with his KO there. He also got second in Highlander as well. And we drove back. We talked about it. You know, it does sting a little bit. He was so close to getting both of those awards, and we were talking about how he could possibly get it next time. But congrats to Obed for having a very, very solid outing for Feast Brigade participants out there in River City Rumble. All right, Hubble, tell us about the new Cities Battle Tome that just is launching now.
Absolutely. We covered it all. We tried to cover all of the new War Scrolls that came out. I have now gotten 4 games with the new Cities Battle Tome. I've been mixing it up. I ran 2 cog forts at the same time. And it, I've been trying to mix it up a little bit. I got to use Jorvon in a game, which is a fun tech piece to be able to pull a unit out of combat and put them over to tag an objective. The cog forts are just so big, and they're just a fun thing to put on the board. The hard part is with the cog fort right now with the new battle tome is how sustainable is it gonna be for 500 points. And I got one game where it was just, hey, we have a whole bunch of demons with crit mortals coming and killing these cog forts, and it can't fight back in melee. So it's a good time. I feel like the tech is there. It's all in the foot heroes and Thalia mixed with the damage from Gallant and Cav, and then also just mix in that shooting. So it's launched. It's here. I dropped, unfortunately, buying 2 cog forts is a lot of money. And it was the largest I think Warhammer purchase that I've ever made. Is this release,
bro? At the RT or the GT that I was at in St. Louis, somebody bought 4.
There it is. I'm gonna get there. I will get there. I will roll out my 4 on the field with the Iron March. But it's just they're really cool models in general. The Gate Gargants are the only main model. I also have the 2 wizards that I need to put on the field to test out. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. So love the new Cities book. It is just continuing down the story of like the Sylvaneth book was great. This book is great. I'm excited for the He Knights of Slaanesh to come out, and hopefully it just keeps going down this trend of solid rules writing. I think that they made a smart choice by saying, hey, groups of 3, no repeats within that. It's a basic concept, but every game that I played at one point, some units aren't formed up, and then I don't get the extra buffs. So the limitation is very achievable. Just make sure that you're playing around it, and that if you're saying, hey, I'm going to take off this thing on the right hand or left hand side of the board, that's not going out there solo. So that's basically the highlights of Cities for me.
Cool.
All right, everyone. Today we are reviewing Spearheads. We are going to be seeing what makes a good Spearhead box, and we're going to go through and rank them. Gentry wanted to rank them on a tier list
Yeah.
because, content, feed the content machine. I just wanted to mostly complain about like one specific Spearhead, but this is how we got to the topic of today. We'll get there. So we're going to have the, never buy. This is really bad. It's an F. It doesn't really fit anything. Terrible starting place. Maybe cool, but all right. And then we're going to have D, bad. Nope. Don't buy this box unless you're committed to this army. C, okay, buy one box. Maybe you're already fully into the army and it's just filling out a section of the army that you don't have. And then B, it's good. It has some core components. You buy one box because it's just going to be able to say, hey, it's good value. I'm not going to maybe run this all the time, but it's good. And then grade A is our sweet pie. It's going to be buy one box for certain at any time because it has that great value. And then perfect, that beautiful bee's knees S tier, buying 2 boxes. The value is going to be, even though you're buying the same units, it's important like to have those units in your army, built around the idea that, hey, are these multi builds? Do we have this being used in over 60% of our army builds? And sometimes it's just I want some cool toys because sometimes the models are just really cool. I just want to build it and paint it. There's that aspect of it, and our aspect is that we're not going to play Spearhead. It's just to build to our 2,000 point army. If you're playing Spearhead, it's probably a lot different. But how we are considering it is the 2,000 point army. We're gonna probably consider looking at what is old and new sculpts in here because if it's really old, it might get refreshed. You never know. I've been hearing that about ogres for a while now, and it's gonna happen. We know it's all gonna happen, but I bought my ogres because I was like, I want to play ogres, and it's been 2 years, so we're gonna see when that finally gets released. So, anyways, that's our general outline for everything. Let's get started with Josh. You want to take it away with Blades of Corn?
I would love to. Have you ever come to an AOS game and thought, I want more dogs on the table? Because if you have, boy, have I got a spearhead for you. Blades of Corn, Fangs of the Blood God. You get 1 Karnak, that is 1 3-headed doggo. We love him. 1 unit of Claws of Karnak, who are cosplaying as doggos. And then you get 2 units of Fleshhounds. You get a total of 10 Fleshhounds, okay? This box has 19 models in it. Now, I want so badly to tell you that this is a good investment, but I'm not a liar, so I'm not going to. We have kind of collectively said, and I agree with this, that this is at best a D tier. Most reasonable, probably an F. Unless, of course, you love dogs. Like you like Corn, the Chaos God of Violence and Blood, love dogs. That's canonical. It's on their website. But otherwise, please don't. Go see if you can find the old Spearhead box for Blades of Corn. I wish I could say other things. If you're a dog lover, you'll love this. Otherwise, steer clear.
Having played against Karnak, like that's probably the centerpiece of the whole box. It's good. It's a good model.
Yeah.
And Karnak is unique, which doesn't help this at all. Does it alt build into anything else?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Everything in this box is what you think it is. Okay.
That's tough.
They're Fleshhounds. The Claws of Karnak are Claws of Karnak. You know what? They can pull double duty and play Warcry with the less than 5 other human beings who play it.
Hey, shout out to Sasha and Feast Brigade.
Real.
Now, just to make sure we say this, we don't play all of these armies, but these are our opinions. If you disagree, that's okay. We're just having fun here. And we would just love for Games Workshop to make better boxes. We're trying to do this for the benefit of everyone. Okay, we're gonna put the Blades of Corn, Fangs of the Blood God in the D tier. Randy, take it away with Doc.
Should be F tier. But Daughters of Cain, the Canaanite Shadow Coven. It comes with one Slaughter Queen on a Cauldron of Blood, um, one Hag Queen, one Bloodwreck Medusa, and these can all be alternatively built to different things that in the Daughters of Cain range. It also comes with let's see, 9 Canaanite Shadow Stalkers, 10 Sisters of Slaughter, which also can be built into Witch Elves. This is a great box. I think this is an A tier box. It's got everything you want to start as a Witch Elves player, a Daughters Game player, and you want to pick up at least 2 boxes of this. I mean, this is a really good box. Mostly because of you can alternately build everything, basically everything in this box except the Shadow Stalkers, I believe. But this is an A tier box. Go out, buy 2 if you want to get into Daughters of Cain. It's got everything. It's got your core models you need, the Witch Elves or the Sisters of Slaughter. I think everyone runs Witch Elves right now, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
go
cau-
out, buy 2, A tier.
Yeah, the cauldrons
Okay.
are worth it alone. The cauldrons
Yeah.
are solid.
Are you saying buy 2? I think that's going to be our S tier if we're saying buy
Oh.
2 of these guys.
S tier
Because,
then, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
And from a cost savings perspective too, you are saving so much money.
I think
Buying
the only
base.
reason it's going to be an A tier is the Shadow Stalkers. It's that little Shadow
yeah,
Stalkers, but the one thing that I really love about the Dock box is the big model. It has the Cauldron of Blood, and we're gonna see that is phased out of the Spearhead boxes, and I want to see that come back as a whole because getting a big base in the box is just like, ooh, now I have a centerpiece there.
yeah.
So I think that A is the right place just because of the Shadow Stalkers maybe losing value there. But if you started off with 2 of these, you definitely are in the right spot. Gentry, you want to take Zinch?
Yeah, the Disciples of Zinch Zangor Warflock. I can't say enough good things about this box because I have a lot of Zangor army build in my Disciples of Zinch list that I'm currently building. I just want to put this on camera that I recently just bought the Argent shard, the Argent shards that I'm going to be putting in my Disciples of Zinch box. But hey, we're talking about the Spearhead. You get one Zangor Shaman on the disc, which is awesome. You get 3 Enlightened that can be transferred to the Skyfires, which is great. And you get Skyfires who can be transferred as Enlightened, which is amazing. So you already in this box can get a reinforced unit of either Skyfires or Enlightened. And if you're running Zangors on disc, that's what you want. And you also get Zangors themselves, like a unit of Zangors, which are great. They're expensive. Dude, you would easily buy 2 boxes of this stuff because Zangor Shamans on discs, you can run multiples of those. If you want an entire Zangor list with a greater demon eventually, like this is the perfect box to buy. I am saying an absolute S tier on the Disciples of Zinch Zangor Warflock, without a doubt. So good.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the Zangor Warflock is the one that's S tier. Now we just start off with an S tier here. I don't know how many of these are gonna come through. We tried mixed up, but it's mostly in alphabetical order because we're busy, and so we tried to mix up a little bit. But yeah, that is one of the best boxes out there. Definitely a awesome box. All right, next we got the Gloomspite Gets Snarl Pack Hunters. This one has the Snarl Boss, Wolfgite Ritnoon, Sunsteel Wheelas, Snarl Pack Cavalry. So this is the other dog box. If you like dogs and you don't like chaos, but you want a little chaos because, dogs are chaotic by nature, you can go for the Snarl Pack. The thing about this box, it doesn't feel like the identity of Gloomspite gets. from my take on it, you know, you got the trolls, and then you have the massive horde of squigs and you know, goblins out there, and it's just going like, okay, we got the Gobblepalooza. That's more Gloomspike gets. This is just, you know, okay, we're riding dogs. That's fun. It's a cavalry. Maybe this would have been like a better Regiment of Renown's box, but it doesn't quite fit. I know this was the release of this year, but I just, if I'm starting an army, don't know how I'm going to get my trolls and my various other things out there. It fills out a part of this. It fills out a very, very specific part of it. So I'm going to say, hey, this is a C tier. It fills out the role that it's looking for. Doesn't feel like a good place to start.
I think if you are gonna run a spam list, if you want to be like, hey, I want to do a Wolf Rider, just all Wolf Rider massive army list, this is the place to go. Now, in the meta of the game, is it any good? Like in the competitive version, no. Right? So it's like it's my dream to have a Wolf Rider list. I've seen them like 20 years ago in the past in old Warhammer, and they're super fun, but the game is just not with them right now.
Nothing's stopping me from running 17 Frost Sabers and Ogres, you know. I could. Doesn't mean it's good.
Heinous.
All right, Josh, you wanted to take the Flesh Eater Courts?
Yes, let's get delusional. Okay. So in the Flesh Eater Courts Charnel Watch box, you get one Abhorrent Gore Warden. That is, of course, our wonderful angel-looking fellow. 3 Crypt Flayers that can alternatively be built as Crypt Horrors, and 3 Crypt Horrors which can alternatively be built as Crypt Flayers, with 10 Royal Beast Flayers. Okay, so I don't think this is a terribly great box. I think this box is anemic in terms of a few things. It's anemic in terms of models. While the Crypt Flayers and Crypt Horrors do sit on pretty sizable bases, I think they're on 50s, and they're like a good imposing kind of heft to them. It feels anemic. It feels anemic in terms of points. I think this one is under 600 points for everything in this box, which is a bit sad. Gore Wardens are alternatively either really overpowered in the game or are just shoved into the back of the bus and back into the locker, because that's how bad they are. Currently, they're okay. They're just fine. Beast Flayers have a role in that they are monster hunters, just like lots of the Warcry stuff. Realistically, I think this is a C tier. It's a filler. If you're trying to build out an army that has lots of horrors, which is what most people would do, I think, this is an okay box for you. I wouldn't buy it multiple times just because you don't need multiple Gore Wardens, and multiple Beast Flayers are kind of meh. So C, maybe D.
I think that, yeah, probably I could see this being in a CD. We'll be a little positive. Put it as C. But it's the Crypt Horrors you're going for.
Yeah, really.
Not necessarily the other stuff.
Yeah, and there's definitely not a lot of things that you're seeing on a battlefield right now for Flesh Eater Courts. You're just not seeing it. Yeah.
When you said angel looking dude, I went to go take a look. It's like, that dude does not look like Angel at all. that's a straight up vampire looking dude.
You have to believe in the delusion.
He's got wings.
Believe. He's got wings.
Yeah.
He's an angel in his eyes.
He's Nagash's own herald, bro.
He's like an Aerosmith angel, right? So like never mind. Okay. That's an old man joke. Okay. All right.
We'll get back on track there. Gentry, take on some Fire Slayers.
I'm taking on some Fire Slayers. And in this box, you got a Battlesmith. You got 5 Hearthguard Berserkers who can be built as Auric Hearthguard. That's fine. And you also got 20 Volkite Berserkers. Now, I'm a Fire Slayers player. I play Fire Slayers not too well, but I still love them. They look great. But this box isn't good. And this is why I think that is... I think right now in the Fire Slayers, in this version of this game, you need a Magma Droth. And I think to make this Spearhead better, you have to put a Magma Droth guy on there, either a Rune Father or a Rune Son a rune smiter, or something like that. Because in this Spearhead, they're just giving you a bunch of dudes, and that's fine. But there's other boxes in the Fire Slayers that just give you a bunch of dudes. And so this Spearhead just kind of continues that trend. And with the Fire Slayer army, a bunch of dudes army is just not working right now. So like honestly, I'm gonna give this list C minus D plus. I like the models; they're fun, but they're just not useful. They're just not great. They're just like kind of filler. So it's very meh. So I hate to be negative, but that's a C minus D plus for me.
We'll go on the D plus there. We'll put it at Fire Slayers in the D category. All right, I got the Caradron Overlords Gunstock Trailblazers here. It has an Endrin Master with dirigible suit, Grunstock Thunderers, Grunstock Gunhauler, and the Endrin Riggers. And I can be built as a Sky Wardens. So it's a good box. I like this. It is a solid box because it has a big boat. I also just love the way that KO look. The part that is not so great about this is just that it's not gonna get you everything that you need. Um, the master with dirigible suit, that's okay. You're not going to be necessarily running more than one of those. Might be able to kit bash it into something else like Brock. So there's some pieces there that I can really see. I like the gun hauler. I know not everyone's looking for the gun hauler because it's the smallest boat, but I think if you have two of them, you're not going to really be too upset about that. So I'm going to say that this is a solid A. It gets you into the army. It's the foundation. It's just lacking necessarily all of the models that you need.
Can you reinforce a gun hauler on a KO list, or is it just
At one point, you could.
okay?
They took that
Not-
away.
All right.
So it's a Sturgigairan ability that you can reinforce.
Okay.
And there seems to be, this is not conspiracy episode, but if it were, there seems to be some possibility that Sturgigairan stuff might be hanging around. So
Oh, we'll
maybe
see.
we see reinforced gun haulers.
Okay.
All right. We got Randy,
Yep.
Hellsmiths of Hashut.
The Hellsmiths of Hashut, the Hellforge host. It comes with a 1 War Despot, 1 Dominator engine, 1 Tormentor Bombard, which can also be built as the other one, the Rocket Battery, and you got your Infernal Cohort, especially your Battle Line Infantry. This is, I'm gonna say, S tier box. Um, you got you got your war engines, which everyone. I mean, I think that's Hellsmith of Hashut right there. Just war engines shooting rockets across the battlefield. That's their identity right there. And you also get your more battle line troops if you're buying multiple of this box and multiple Dominator engines, which that's a cool model. If you look at it, go to the store page, go look at the Dominator engine. It's a brazen bull that looks pretty cool. I don't know about running multiple war despots, but I can live without that because the cost savings on this box is significant enough for me not to worry about that. Because Dominator Engine's running you $77 right now, and then you got your rocket battery at 60, and then your battle line at 55. I mean, you're saving money here. Also, you're buying multiples of these boxes so you can fill out your war machines and your monsters and extra battle line. Everyone always loves battle line.
Mhm.
I got 80 clan rats to prove it.
The nice part is that Hellsmiths only have so many units
Sure.
available, so it's hard to go wrong. Josh, you want to take IDK?
I would love to talk about my beloved Idneth. The Idneth Deepkin. Teclis's first family before he abandoned us. With the Achelian Tide Guard. Somebody's like, actually, it's not abandonment. It's fine. The lore nerds know. In this, we get 1 Achelian King, 3 Achelian Ishelin Guard, which can be built as the Morzar Guard, 3 Morzar Guard that can be built as the Ishelin Guard, and 10 Reavers. Now, okay, this is a good box. I tend to put this into the A category for a number of reasons. Number 1, you're getting 6 eels, which is a pretty chunky part of lots of more competitive Idneth lists currently. You'll get 10 Namarti Reavers, which are your foot archers. They have a pretty good war scroll in that they have both run and shoot and crit auto wounds baked into the war scroll. You are unfortunately burdened with a Chang, which is like, okay, I guess. He's not great. Volturnos, which is the alternative build for him, is the named character. That build is really only a different head. It's literally you put the bald head with an eye patch on, and it's Volturnos. He's okay. He has some cool stuff that you can do in some like an Army of Renown. But in general, this is a great box. It's a great box to buy multiples of because you will always use eels, you will always use reavers. I would argue that this might be the best box that Idneth has come out with, which is pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to get super into it, but the army has like 3 heroes that you take by default, and none of them have shown up in a box, I don't think. So this is as good as you're going to want, really. So solid. I'd say A tier.
It fills
By
out
multiples.
all the core.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like you grab 2 of these and you are already cooking with a pretty solid chunk of a competitive Idneth list.
All right, Gentry, you want to take the LRL?
Yeah, initially I wanted to give this list an S, but again, like rebuyability, I guess you're good. So in this list, you got 10 wardens, you got 1 Spear of the Wind who can be transferred into a Severith, you got 5 Huracan Wind Chargers, and you got a Huracan Wind Mage. And the Huracan Wind Mage is one of their top wizards in their whole list. He's so good. But if you want to buy multiple of these boxes, you're never going to really need 2 of those wizards, right? But you are going to need multiple wardens. You're going to need multiple wind chargers. You're going to need multiple Spirit of the Winds. Like you're going to need multiples of everything in one of those. And so like I give it A plus because I can't put it to the S because you only need 1 wind mage. That's really all you need. Unless somebody makes a crazy list out there that takes 2 and just can start just teleporting Lumineth all over the board and figures out a super teleporty Lumineth list, which is crazy to think about. Yeah.
Like
No,
they need more teleporting.
right? Like they need more speed, more teleports, right? The Lumineth is in a really good spot right now in general, just overall in the game. So this is an A plus box. You're like, if you buy this, you're going to be super set for Lumineth, and then whatever you buy out of it, you can just like build upon it because Lumineth is a very utility type of army where you can just use a whole bunch of different things, and this box gets you a good start on that.
All right, I'm going to take Night Haunt here, the Cursed Shackle Horde. So we have the Spirit Torment, which is on a combo sprue with the Chain Gas, and then the Dreadblade Harrows, Dread Scythe Harridans, and Blade Geist Revenants. So the thing about this is that it's just a bunch of ghosts. And I love the ghosts, but it's hard just from a cool factor with how little Night Haunt is out there to be able to say which ghosts are which when you build them. And you might just mix them up and be like, oh, I don't know which one is which. I know one has swords, one has the scythe. I understand that the ward is there, but they're just so they look too much alike. And I would say if they just were able to put something that had more flair, that would make it cooler. From a gameplay perspective, this is filling out, I would say, a good component. It's gonna be saying, hey, you need to have the many little ghosts. It's just part of what is being required. So I think that, I think this is a good box. I think it's going to be probably our first B tier that you're going to buy one just because you're going to need it. But it's not going to be necessarily something that you're going to be wanting to buy 2 of, as you're going to have to buy a lot of other stuff just to be filling out more. Randy, you want to take the Maggotkin here, which is the box that I just wanted to complain about, but I might have too many feelings. Randy, take it away.
No, all those feelings are warranted as a Maggotkin player. Actually, first let me tell you what's in this box. It's called the Bubonic Cell. You get 1 Rotbringer Sorcerer, 1 Beast of Nurgle, 6 Nurglings, which is 2 units, or you can reinforce it and just be a whole 6, and 10 Rotmire Creed. This box is certified trash. Do not buy it. It is terrible. You do not want to start your army with these. You do not want multiple boxes of these. Yeah, don't buy it. Find something else. Find the Battle Force from last Christmas, or not last Christmas, maybe 2 Christmases ago by now, with the Harbinger of Decay on it. Find that box. Go buy that box because this box is terrible.
It's the Nurglings. It's just the fact that they were like, you know, it's a good idea. Let's throw Nurglings in with the Beast of Chaos and no actual battle line. Yes, Rotmire Creed are in there. I understand they're technically battle line. They're not the core component. They're flimsy. Nurgle is supposed to be built around a, sustained army. So it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They should have put Plague Bearers in there, or they should have, personally, if they would have chucked the Rot Swords in instead of the Nurglings to get this thing up and running. Yeah, sure, you may not want to Rotmire Creed, but now you have Rot Sword, Beast Nurgle. That's something that at least starts adding value. This was the worst box out of this list that we have here, without a doubt, in my opinion. Randy, we good with an F tier here?
I'm good with FFF tier.
Okay, into the trash.
Yes, you are 100% correct. You really don't want to start out with these miniatures. Yes, I run Nurglings in most of my lists, but for a starter box, give me Plague Bearers, give me Rot Swords, even give me Pestigores. I mean, do something. Do something, GW, please.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead, take it away with the Ogre Mod Tribes. The Scrap Glut is the current box that's out there. This one replaced what I thought was a really solid box before this. It has the Horthgorn Man Trappers, the Scrap Launcher, which can also be built as the Iron Blaster, Noblars, and then 2 sets of Iron Guts, which can be reinforced to an 8-man Iron Gut list. This is a awesome start to the box. It's gonna be definitely a say, hey, I purchased this and it's building out my army. So we are seeing we can have the Iron Blaster, we have a Scrap Launcher, we can have the reinforced Iron Guts. That's super great. I want a line of Nobblers to have in my army from the get-go. It is great. I think that we have the only weakness is the hero Horthgorn Man Trappers. Not seeing a lot of play. Kind of a rough looking model. However, you can always kit patch ogres and it'll look like an official ogres model anyways. So just, cut them apart, make them into a butcher. You come with enough spare parts in the box already. And then if you do buy a second one of these, you could just, make it into a Slaughtermaster. So I think that this is a solid. It's just the Noblars getting two sets of Noblars, not maybe necessary. And then it's the work that has to go in there afterwards. So I'm gonna put it at A here. I don't think it quite meets the threshold of an S tier. The last box was an S tier. Everything in it was super solid. But yeah, I think that this is a solid A.
I will say on this box, like putting Hrothgorn in there is a really weird slight to Warhammer Underworlds players because we, for a long time, did not have Hrothgorn available to Warhammer Underworlds players. And then they put him in not just this box, but in another box for Underworlds when they started putting teams together. So I don't know why the inclusion of Hrothgorn was put in here. It's so weird that he was put into this box. I feel it was more of like, hey, we overproduced this model kit for Underworlds. We need to shove him somewhere, so let's just put him in this box.
I could see him getting axed.
Yeah.
Okay, Gentry, do you want to take
the
oh my goodness, my brain fart is happening. The Orc War Clans box. It is the
This is for the cruel
Goodness.
boys. This is for the
Cruel
cruel boys. Yeah.
boys.
So
Oh.
there is one
Yep.
killer boss on a great Nash hoof, a Nashed tooth. It's not sold in the GW site. Also, the Murnob with Belchabana is also not sold on the GW site. It has 1 beast skewer killbow, 3 skewer bolt boys, and 10 gut rippers. Guys, this is a good box. All right. The gut rippers are worth it because if you can get reinforced units of that. With the 2 heroes, I don't know if you're going to use a lot of those. I'm going to give this a good solid B plus. You know, I mean, the shooting is great for Cruel Boys, and you can get multiple shooting out of it. But like, you get some heroes in there that you're not going to need more than one of. I think, you know, so I would give it a solid B plus.
I think the
Totally
only
agree.
reason to potentially give this a C is that this is the Dominion box, and they
Okay.
printed this out. So the only reason I might say, hey, don't buy this box is that there's still Dominion boxes
We'll
out
get to
there
it, Nate.
floating around
There
being
you go.
given
Yeah.
out. That would be the only consideration to say, hey, this the Cruel Boys.
Because if you're a Cruel Boys player, you want the Kill Bow, you want the Bolt Boys, you want the Gut Rippers. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Killbow was the only thing not in the Dominion box here. And so if you're looking out there and shopping, maybe just look for a Dominion half. They are still out there. I think our shop has it in the used section. Plenty of Cruel Boys available.
Yeah.
So if you're fine with the C there,
Yeah.
that would be
you know,
my
hey,
recommendation. There's a condition.
after Hubble's deliberation, I will now put it as C plus tier. B minus / C
All
plus.
right.
Yes. Okay.
The other orc boys, the Iron Jaws here. Josh, you want to take that way?
Love to. Iron Jaws is such a delightful army because it's not what you think it is. You come to Iron Jaws thinking, I want to Unga Bunga. Iron Jaws, in fact, gives you tech. And so I think that this is such a great box for it because it gives you access to all the tech. Okay, so you get the Mega Boss. You get 3 Brute Rages, which can be alternatively be built as weird Brute Rekkas. 5 Brutes, 10 Ard Boys. Hey, congratulations. That's basically the beginning of an Iron Jaws like infantry army. And a pretty good one. Like, not gonna lie to you. The only thing that you maybe wouldn't want to buy twice is the Mega Boss. I don't know. There's some weird stuff you could probably do with multiple Mega Bosses. Not really taking too long to look at that tech. But Brute Rages and Weird Brute Rekkas are great because they get Run and Charge baked into the War Scroll. Weird Brute Rekkas with the Scourge of Gyran give you +1 to hit. Brutes are just a solid block, 3 health on a 3-up save. They are not going anywhere. And then Ard Boys, as anybody who has played the beloved Mark the Wall for our boy, he tells you what Ard Boys can do. They do some work. So it's a great box. I would probably say, I'd say yeah, give it an A. This is one you buy I think you could get away with buying multiple of. Like I said, the Mega Boss is whatever, but like I don't know, find a weird way to kit bash your Mega Boss into a Mega Boss on Mock Rush. I don't know. Find a cabbage, put it on a base, 160 millimeter base, and then put your little guy on top, and wham bam, thank you, man. Or do what I'm famous for and buy a dog toy and put your Mega Boss on top of it, and then call it a Maw Crusher. So yeah, for an infantry army, would 1000% put an A tier.
All right. Randy, you want to take Ossiarch Bone Reapers here?
Sure, we got the Cavalos Vanguard from them, which comes with 1 Liege Cavalos that can also be rebuilt as the Arch Cavalos version of him. You got I don't know how to say this word, Turatic cohort. Then we're gonna go with that. And then you got 10 Cavalos Death Riders. I think this box is a good B tier. Yeah, buy it once. Maybe buy it twice. Maybe. Only reason I say that is because of the first and the last models in there. The Liege Cavalos can also be built, as I said, as the Arch. So you could buy another box and then build the other half of that, and then you end up with 20 Death Riders. The Death Riders alone are $130. This is a $150 box. So this is a good like price savings box. So that's why maybe the only thing you don't want two of is that cohort, because they're meh, but you're saving money on your cavalry, and if you want to build a heavy cavalry list with your Bone Reapers, this is the way to do it.
I see our
I
Bone
think
Reapers models are they're just hit and miss sometimes, you know? It's like some of them are really cool looking and some are just like, dude, you're doing too much with that model, man. Like there's just too much stuff going on, you know?
a little less is a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that box. I think it's just that it's the cohort. Now, the thing that we're working on is that we're seeing the American school system. We're having a really hard time just reading words out loud. So make sure that we have tetrarch, or I think that might be it.
Erratic?
I
That's
probably
not what it's
sure
spelled like.
tyrannic. Let's have that be in
Tyrannic.
the first grade curriculum. Thank you very much. So that
No,
way later
please.
on
I
we
think
can
you said it
have
wrong too.
Is tyrannic okay? It was like, are you blaming
better
the
reading
public?
skills here.
Are you blaming the public school system or just the word that tyrannic is not a very common word here? Like, come on,
Let's start using it every day.
Teratic?
Let's go.
Teratic?
I'm gonna use that at work tomorrow somehow.
We're
Tyrannic.
looking at the meaning for this, folks.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually a weird pull. Terratic is an adjective that pertains to teratology, the biological study of physiological abnormalities, monstrosities, or severe birth defects. And if you know anything about the lore behind the Terratic cohort, these are Bone Reapers who have failed and been re-cobbled together as these weird looking.
We are learning.
The people come to the
Never expected
podcast to
that.
learn.
No, now they're all leaving. They're all saying this isn't what I'm here for.
I don't want to know what the word tyrannic means. Come on, people. Okay.
Bro.
All right, we're gonna put that at B tier there. Let's go ahead and move to the Slaves to Darkness. The this box has one Chaos Lord, one Chaos Chariot as it can be alt built as a Gore Beast Chariot, and then a Chaos Warriors and Chaos Knight set. So this has a solid component of saying, hey, I'm gonna get into Slaves to Darkness. This is going to get you started. Without a doubt, you're going to have a solid list here. The Chaos Warriors and the Chaos Knights, you're going to need them if you're playing Slaves to Darkness. So it is a great start. The Chariot does not see play often. And we have the Chaos Lord there. I think that you need to own them if you're a Slave Darkness player, but I don't think you're gonna be buying two of these. And if you do, it's just to get the Chaos Knights and the Chaos Warriors. So I'm gonna say that this is a B. It's gonna fill out a base part of your army, but it's not gonna be necessarily saying like, oh, this is all the fun stuff that I need. Because if this had Chaos Warriors and Varangar in there, then it's like, oh, this is like my hammer unit in there as well. But you do want the Warriors and the Knights to start your army. So we'll put that at B. And then, Josh, you have the other Spearhead
can I do
for
a real
Slaves
quick
Darkness.
hot take on chariots? I think in the new version of the game coming out soon with the Fury and stuff like that, I think we might see a usage of chariots because they're quick damage dealers. And seeing some of the battle plans, we're going to do a topic on this later on, but I think chariots might see a comeback. Hot take. All right.
Yeah, let's talk about the other half of the Slaves of Darkness, aka the Dark Oath Raiders. This is a box full of Dark Oath everything. It's got one Dark Oath War Queen. Hi, there's that old fun speech impediment that I used to have. Dark Oath Fell Riders, Dark Oath Savagers, and Dark Oath Marauders. How many times can we say Dark Oath in one setting? Now, here's the deal. Fell Riders are okay. They are fast. They zip around. They are one of the better light movement options in Slaves to Darkness. Everything else in this box is just not good. I wish I could say it was. Nothing. I want nothing more than Dark Oath to be a viable way to build Slaves to Darkness, because I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun. Marauders are neat. Give me something other than these hulking dudes in plate mail. But alas, this is not it. So this is one of those moments where if you want to build a Dark Oath army, this is a great box. Gives you lots of fun options. Gives you all sorts of cool stuff. If you want to go far in terms of the meta in Age of Sigmar, maybe don't. Don't purchase this box. Maybe buy a different box. Maybe buy like the Skaven box or the Soulblight box or literally anything other than this box right here. This might be a D tier. Some people will want to argue with me and say it's an F tier, but I think that there's a lot of cool kit bashing and hobby opportunities because Dark Oath is just Conan the Barbarian. And if you were a latchkey kid like me and raised on B movies, we won't get into another movies rant like we did that one time. Conan the Barbarian has a special place in your heart. Or He-Man. Hey, that's topical. This is He-Man. It's just He-Man, folks.
By the power of
so
Grayskull. Sorry.
there it is. Okay. Whoever made He-Man, sponsor us.
Dude, I literally just watched
But
like
on
15
that-
hours of He-Man in the last 2 days. So, okay.
It's
Right.
real good.
I think we're coming out to a solid D tier here for the Dark Oath Raiders.
Yes.
You have to be deep into needing this just because it's a very specific spot. It's more specific than what I feel like the Gits list is because it doesn't necessarily have the same identity as the whole army. So, Randy, Skaven.
All right, you got the Skaven box set. I don't think this one has a fancy name. But you get 1 Grey Seer, 20 Clan Rats, 3 Storm Fiends, 1 Warp Lightning Cannon. As a box in general, it's a good start if you want to start Skaven, because you're always going to need Clan Rats. As I said, I have 80 of them. You got your Grey Seer. I don't really see him much on the field, but he's always nice to have. Storm Fiends, you want to have because they're amazing. Get a reinforced brick, pop up on a enemy's turn in their movement phase, I believe, and then just shoot them. That's pretty cool. And you get your Warp Lightning Cannon if you want to roll a bunch of dice and 4-ups or mortals. That's also cool. Also, you can kill yourself with the Warp Lightning Cannon. So I think this might be a solid B because you may want 2 of them. Only model I see you don't want is the Grey Seer, but it's a great start. So yeah, I'll give it a B.
Definitely buying one if you're getting into Skaven.
Yes.
So yeah. All right, Gentry, Soulblight.
I feel that I'm getting all the good ones, and this is yet another great box. You get a White King, which I don't know if you're going to need more than one of those, but you can kit bash it somehow. But you get 5 Barrow Knights, and if you know anything about AoS right now, Barrow Knights are good, and people are taking lots of them. You get 10 Barrow Guard. Hey, and if you don't know anything about AoS right now, Barrow Guard's good, and people are taking lots of them. And then you get 20 Death Rattle Skeletons with 4 Tombstones. So if you need some skeletons to raise up on the battlefield, this is the list for you. I'm giving this an S-. And the only reason I say S is S- a thing. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Like this box is good. It's solid because all of the stuff in here is usable. The White King is a little bit you don't really need 2 of them, but still you can kit bash it. So A+, S-, just because the White King has the same thing that the Lumineth had with the wizard, the flying wizard or whatever. But still, Barrow Knights, Barrow Guard, Death Rattle Skeletons, you're getting everything good in this box because those are all great units.
I'll put it at the end of S tier.
Yes.
Because I don't think we have any more coming in here. So it's the bottom of the best.
I do not work for GW, but I'm saying that this box is good.
But we'll be sponsored, right?
Right? We hope.
Just send us all of the stuff for free.
After every review, we beg for sponsorships.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. We give
All
the
right.
hard-hitting impact statements. And Emilio will shill, though. We'll shill.
We'll chill.
After playing a good number of Soulbite players and seeing Soulbite list this weekend at St. Louis, you're gonna want to buy this box. Period.
Josh, Seraphon.
Let's talk about dinosaurs riding dinosaurs. Seraphon, the Sun-Blooded Prowlers. We got the Jaws of Itzel, a Spawn of Chotek. That's with 3 Steamed Handlers, 13 Hunters of Huanchi. That's 10 of our Chameleon Steamed Friends and 3 Terra Wings, and then 10 Saurus Warriors. Now, okay, here's the deal. If you break this out into components, I feel as though I was harsh on this. I feel as though initially I said it was something like a D tier. It has grown on me for a number of reasons. The Jaws of Itzel have a first damage negation per phase for every Saurus and I believe Croxador unit wholly within 12 inches of them. That provides some serious longevity in an army that doesn't have a ton of access to like built-in wards or things like that. So I think that's pretty good. The Spawn of Chotek is the Spawn of Chotek. It's here to be goofy. It's here to spit magma at you and destroy your save. And we love that. We love that for us. There is of course the infamous 19 Spawn of Chotek list that's absolutely hurt somebody at GW and caused them to say no more auxiliary units. It was the thing that made GW say no fun allowed. 10 Hunters of Haunchi is great. They can deep strike anywhere on the board, or not anywhere on the board, but like anywhere on the board outside of 9. They're pretty handy. You'll see a lot of Seraphon lists with like 10 Hunters of Haunchi. It's 2 sets of 5. Terrawings are Terrawings. They're here to run around the board and make you try and chase them down because they're not doing much else. That's all. And then 10 Saurus Warriors. I'm a man who spent so much time with Saurus Warriors this week. So much time. I'm tired of Saurus Warriors. I would still probably say this is like a D, maybe C. It's probably a C tier. This is probably not a bad one to start with. I do think that going back and trying to find the old Vanguard box, back when it was Vanguard and not Spearhead, that came with the Carnosaur, 3 Croxador, and 10 Saurus Warriors. I think that might be a better option for you, but that's just because I like big models. Big models do fun things.
They cannot lie.
That's what I would say. It's Sir Mitchelot, please sponsor us.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry for all your ears at that laugh. Okay, we're gonna play Seraphon. See, Randy, do you want to take on the Sylvaneth here?
Sure. Silverneth Spitewing Flight. You get 1 Arch Revenant, 3 Revenant Seekers, which can also be built as the Spite Rider Lancers, and then you get another 3 Spite Rider Lancers that can vice versa be built in another thing. 5 Ghosamid Archers. I will be honest with you, this is a great hobby box because these models look cool. I don't know about on the table. I haven't really had a lot of playtime against Sylvaneth, so someone else is gonna have to fill you in on that. But as a hobby perspective, these models look pretty cool. I'd buy this box just for hobby, or like Buckley in our Discord channel would buy this box, make it look real pretty, and it'd be like the best models you have ever seen. But as for play perspective, do any of y'all have any thoughts on that?
I think that the Seekers and Lancers are the thing that you're buying here. It's not the Arch Revenant, and it's not the Gossamed Archers. So if you're just buying those, you're not really getting a discount out of this. They really can't. Every single Spearhead, they need to include 1 Tree Lord Ancient. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It is so crucial to the Sylvaneth army. Yes, if it's in every single spearhead, eventually you'll end with like 6 of them. Well, guess what? There was like 5 Durthus out there at one point. So it's not even an issue for Sylvaneth players. So if they would have just axed the Arch Revenant and Archers and just chucked in a Tree Lord Ancient, I think that this goes from like, I don't know, that's probably, it might be an F tier for what I'm looking at here, just because I'm like, okay, I love the Seekers and Lancers, but they're just missing the other like key components, which I think it's the Kurnoth Hunters and Kurnoth Hunters with great size, and the Tree Lords are just
and I
more
think this
important.
is just a generic problem with the Sylvaneth army anyways. It's like your great looking models, such as the ones in this Spearhead, are not great in the game right now. And the better models are not being sold in boxes like this, where you need your Tree Lords, you need your Dryads, you need all this other stuff, or Drycha, you're just not getting it. And I love these models. I love the way the Sylvaneth look. They're so beautiful. But the effectiveness of the Spearhead's just not hitting it.
All right, and then we have the new one, the new cities box, which is Zenestra's Zealots. Uh, this one is interesting to me. So it is the Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy, which has been produced a lot. It's in a lot of boxes. And then Pontifex Zenestra, a Free Guild Command Corps. It's going to be the Whisperblade, Arch Knight, and Retinue. I think I said that right. This is the second time I've had to say that today. And then 2 sets of Steel Helms. I just think that that box is not going to really go anywhere. It is and that's the correct box, right? It's not the Sentinels of Emberguard. That's the Jorvon box that was in Cities of Ash, right? So if this is what's on the shelf, this is you're gonna buy it once, but you're missing so much of what I think is the new stuff. They should have thrown in Gallons instead of the Steel Helms. Just make this something that's like, hey, let's actually chuck something in there. It's just the Steel Helms have been produced. It's the Free Guild Command Corps is great, but you're not going to want to own more than one of them. And Pontifex Zenestra is a unique model, so you definitely can't own more than one of them to actually play with. And the Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy, it's just a generic foot hero. So I think that this box is unfortunately gonna be in the F tier as well. The other like the cities of Ash, or the cities of Ash, right? Not Ash City. Is just better with Jorvon's group. And so if you can split that box with a friend, that is a lot better of a Spearhead box to get. But I would say that this one is a big miss, and it's just the most recent one that they released. So I think that's everything that is currently available. There is no Stormcast right now.
Nope.
So,
has there ever been?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Had Yinjastra in it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And is there anyone else that is missing? But I don't think
we
so.
did not cover the Hedonites.
Oh, are they new? Are they brand new? Right?
They will be getting a new one. Their old Spearhead's pretty good. It was, I believe, a Shard Speaker of Slanesh, 3 Fiend Bloods, 10 Bliss Barbs, and then 5 Slipblade or Seekers or Bliss Barb Seekers.
Hey guys, I want to talk about something before we wrap up here. The boxes nowadays, from when they were the start collecting boxes until now, I don't know why they changed the formula of how they made the boxes. The start collecting boxes were so good. They were, of course, due to inflation, everything's now more expensive, but they were $100. They came with all big monsters. Like the Orc one came with a Maw Crusher. The Fire Slayers one came with a Magma Droth. They were so much better. I don't know why they changed the formula from then to now. To now we're getting Warcry and or Underworld's miniatures in the boxes rather than a cool big model that everyone wants. And that's gonna I feel like that would make customers buy that box more so than, oh, I get what we say, a tetric cohort, Tyrannic cohort, or something like that. Yeah. But
Tantric.
give me a big
The
old
tantric
monster in
cohort.
there.
Right. No, we need big monsters, and you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Because every time you see somebody go into a Warhammer shop or a game shop for the first time, what is the first thing that their eyes are drawn to? It's the big, bad, awesome stuff, right? Every time. And now that you're taking that away, you're right, Randy. It makes it look kind of weak.
The ogres had a Stonehorn in it too. Yeah, I don't know if they still do. No, they don't. We just
No.
got rid of it. Yeah, I mean, give us big models. Give us a big centerpiece model that we can put on the table and be like, "Hey, this is my new army. Look at this thing."
And every time people come over to your house and look at your Warhammer shelf, they don't look at the small stuff. They look at the big stuff. And they're like, dude, what is that? That's the experience that I have anyway.
I was like trying to explain this to my mom, and I just brought out King Broad because I thought that was the easiest thing for her to conceptualize. And it's funny, even this, older woman that definitely doesn't care for any of this is like, oh, that's cool. It's like a King Broad. And it's just because it's something that's big. And I was like, it was like I had some ogre stuff out first. She was like, I do not care. And I brought out King Brown. She's like, oh, that's cool. It's a big guy.
She was like, "That's fire,"
And then she
This
looks
is where
and
we
says, where
are.
did I go wrong?
and then she hit a dab.
Okay,
King
let's wrap
Broad
this
dab.
one out with our final tier listing. Thank you for listening to this long episode here. F tier, the worst one is the Nurgle box. It's the worst. Followed up by Sylvaneth. Then our D tier, Blades of Corn, Fire Slayers, and then the Dark Oath Raider box. C tier gets Flesh Eater Carts, Cruel Boys, Seraphon. B tier, Night Haunt, OBR, Skaven. A tier, Dives of Cain, Caradron Overlords, IDK, LRL, Ogres, and Ironjaws. And then third place going to Soulblight. Second place going to Hellsmiths of Hashut. And then first place in S tier is Disciples of Zinch.
I would like to give a big shout out to the River City Rumble this weekend. It was great. Thanks to Jake and Smitty for running it. They did a wonderful job. Everybody I met there was fantastic. St. Louis is a great place to go gaming. So if you haven't had an opportunity to game in St. Louis, make your way up there. You can watch a ball game. You can go to the Botanical Gardens. The venue that we had, Impact Gaming, was fantastic. And if you're a gamer, a esports guy, or anything like that, like a board gamer, all this type of stuff, all weekend long they had all that stuff going on. They even had streaming type of things they could do in there. It was great. So shout out to Impact Gaming and shout out to the River City Rumble this weekend. And now Shillings with Hubble.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us complain about some Spearheads. We do have a lot that we like, but we just want some bigger models in there. Please leave a comment, 5-star rating, a like on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, maybe MySpace one day. Maybe. We're bringing it back. But thank you so much for spending time with us. Tell us which is your favorite Spearhead, and we're going to catch you rolling in the Ozarks next time. Bye, y'all.